Hello everybody, welcome to another Friday night chill stream where you're just going to be hanging out playing some games this evening. Hopefully your week has went well. Let me know in chat if the light settings are too bright, too dim. I'm trying out a different setting here with a couple of my lighting fixtures, so let me know how it looks compared to all of the previous times. That would be very much appreciated. But again, welcome. Thanks for joining me on a Friday evening. I am currently debating with myself which of the games that I want to start with. I guess we'll try this. Let's see if we'll see if the let me take care of a couple of things here real quick. There we go. To see if this lag has fixed itself. It looks like it has. I spent a lot of this week researching on why my games seem to lag whenever I was streaming, and I needed to virtualize or run virtualization through BlueStacks. So that's what I have done. It seems to have really sped up the process here. I am, like I said, that those lineups, Jesus, I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. The files seem to have really loaded quickly there. The major thing I want to do with Three Kingdoms Overlord, I want to start on an hour specifically, just due to a game mechanic. So I've tried to start at 8. Doesn't seem like that is going to work. But we can hang out for a little bit and chill. How is everyone's Friday evening going? I've got 3 games on the plan for this evening. This is the big one that I want to play. It is a real-time strategy and a hero collecting game. Lots of fun. Something else that I think I want to get into is a little bit of franchise football. This is just me going to be OCD, but with it being December the 2nd, I would have liked to have started on the 1st of the month, but was still researching a lot of the stuff in the background for BlueStacks here. So I'm hoping that when I stream tonight, there won't be nearly as much lag. And because I tentatively missed the 8 o'clock window on Three Kings of Overlord, let's play a little franchise football, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm just kind of hanging out here for a little bit, trying to decide which way I want to go about this, since the title of the stream is Three Kingdoms Overlord. Might want to wait a little bit. I might not wait all the way until 9 o'clock, obviously. That'd be a long time just to sit here and chat for an hour. But I'll give it a little bit of time to see how many people might join, or some other games that might be recommended. But again, welcome. Hope your week has went well. I have watched a lot of the World Cup. I've been enjoying it. USA is playing tomorrow in the knockout rounds, in the round of 16 against the Netherlands, so I'll be waking up early to watch that. It'll be exciting. Not really doing too much with golf. Not paying a whole lot of attention to the Hero World Challenge. How is your week going? Did you decide to play any Hero World Challenge lineups or whatnot? Have you been keeping up with baseball news? There's been a major signing and a major trade. Well, I can't say a major trade, but a decent trade that I just heard about today. So how much have you been keeping up on baseball? Interesting stuff there. As always, I'm here to talk about anything that the community wants to talk about. Let's see. Let me get a couple of other things up here off to the side before I get started. But like I said, hopefully you all will decide to join me in chat. It would be nice to have that interaction. I do have the music on very low in the background. I would go crazy, stir crazy, if I didn't have some kind of sound other than hearing my own self talk. So, but the big draw to Three Kingdoms Overlord here, one, for me, it is a hero collecting game, and I enjoy the what's the suspense or the anticipation of opening packs, whether that be sports card, trading cards, all that stuff. So I get that that same feeling when I am playing a hero collecting game. But this is also set in a historical time period in ancient China, which really interests me. It's called the Three Kingdoms era. It's a novel, and the Three Kingdoms has been modernized into many different franchises of games. Dynasty Warriors, Warriors Orochi, a lot of different things. So I am pretty interested in that time period with ancient China, military history, and all that stuff. So it's pretty fascinating. And this mobile game is based on that era in ancient China. So going to be playing a little bit of that. What else? Other draws are there to it? Like I said, it's a real-time strategy, so you have to really decide that you're going to be invested into this game, not necessarily monetarily, but definitely time-wise. As even when you log off of your tablet, phone, whatever apparatus you decide to play on, the game is still going. You could be in a battle or a conflict, and if you are not there, the game's still going, even if you're logged out and not paying attention, not able to get to the tablet or whatever. So you really have to decide that you're going to devote some time to it. But overall, it's a pretty fun game. I really enjoy, like I said, the hero collecting aspect of it. And then there are, the real-time strategy aspect of maneuvering armies and such around based on what your enemies are doing. So it's pretty neat. I enjoy it quite a bit. We'll see if some others decide to join us here soon. But again, hopefully you all are having a good week. And don't mind me, I'm sure I'm going to have a message or two on the phone. Like I said, just kicking back and relaxing on a Friday evening. So I just got a notification on my phone. Jacob DeGrom just signed with the Texas Rangers for 5 years. So that is the first big domino to fall in Major League Baseball in terms of free agency. Jacob DeGrom, one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he is going to Texas. So very interesting to see that. We'll analyze that in January and February leading up to the baseball season. But Jacob DeGrom signing with the Texas Rangers today. Apparently just now. Like I said, I just saw it on phone. So good stuff there. Exciting. I apologize if I don't sound too upbeat. Long week, tired. Like I said, I'm just really looking forward to hanging out and playing a few games. Relaxing. I was also up extremely late last night. Like I said, researching a lot with this BlueStacks and all that stuff. So I'm going to actually turn off the music in the background. Let's go ahead and get started on Three Kingdoms Overlord. And as I mentioned, this is a real-time strategy game. I am going to have a little bit of the sound on. That way, like I said, I don't go completely stir crazy. But in Three Kingdoms Overlord, that might be a bit too loud for you. There we go. There are 2 servers. The newest one is this one. So I'm going to start a new account, new character on this server. So if you are indeed interested in joining me, you can do so and make sure you are on this server here, Peacebreaker. But give it a couple more minutes. Like I said, I'm a bit OCD, so I am going to start at 8:15. Only because there is a certain mechanic in the game that we'll get into that it's pretty important to know when you started, or else things can go haywire a little bit. But whether you are joining via Twitch or via YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you will join in chat. Would be nice to hear from you. And in chat, throw out some games that you think that you would want to see be played, or see my reaction to them. It's important to note that I am a free-to-play player. My money is going to be going to my main source of income and such. That is, golf gambling and sports gambling in general and all that stuff. So I'm a free-to-play player. And if you want to see me try free-to-play or play a game free-to-play style and see how I progress or whatnot, jump in chat and throw out some ideas on some games that you might want to see played or would want to join in on the fun with the community and play. And give it just a couple more minutes here. Is the music too loud? I really hope not. But if it is, I can turn it down. So when you get started in Three Kingdoms Overlord, you are given a set of generic 4 avatars to choose from: civilian, male and female, and military, male and female. I'm going to be militaristic, and this is just going to show you my extreme lack of creativity. Normally, I would just be Nick, because I don't really have a gamer name tag or a handle, if you will, or whatever, but I'll just go by my Twitch handle, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and get started. It is 8:15. So the beginning of Three Kingdoms Overlord is a admittedly pretty poorly explained tutorial. So I'm going to have to go through some of this tutorial, click through it, and then we'll come back I'll come back and explain what's happening. But yeah, already this is much better. The video froze yesterday when I was trying to stream this, so this is much more streamlined for viewing pleasure. There's not a lot of lag here. All right, so I will narrate. My lord, our troops have established a strong post in Hanzhong, powerful and wealthy. I advise you to march north, take Luoyang and then Chang'an, revive the Han Dynasty, and unite the world. Well, that's exactly what I want. However, it's strictly guarded by the enemy troops. Fa Jing, what's the plan? We can adopt Han Qin's plot to pretend to repair the road while making a secret detour via Qinsong. Send an elite unit to take Qinsong and from there invade Chang'an. Who will lead the troops? So we are going to get our first heroes here. A general by the name of Liao Hua. Volunteer myself for the task. And a general by the name of Zhang Yi. Volunteer myself for the task. So we have gotten our first 2 heroes. It is alright to wait for news from you 2 generals. So in Three Kingdoms Overlord, whenever you decide to play beyond the tutorial, you'll be thrown into a battle, and you are going to start in a random city. You cannot choose which city you start in, but the tutorial, you're going to start in Hanzhong. And you see we have 50,000 troops in Hanzhong, but we also control 2 other towns over here, and we'll get to them here in a little bit. But it's telling us to go into Hanzhong to take a look at our army. Here are our heroes, Fa Jing, and then we just recruited Liao Hua and Zhang Yi. Quick replenish means we are just going to give each general the maximum amount of soldiers that they can command right now. We're going to send them to battle immediately, as the tutorial explained. We're wanting to attack Qinsong, and it'll be important to note that you can only attack towns and cities that are connected with a road. So even though it looks like Chang'an would be closer to go straight from Hanzhong to there, we can't, because there is not a road connecting them. So we have to go to Qinsong and then use this road to Chang'an. But we are to attack Qinsong. This screen, you would be able to modify your formation however you want. However, the tutorial is just going to have a quick formation. And off to battle they go. Your Majesty, marching boost is prepared. Please use it wisely. Fa Jing is very thoughtful. So, when you send troops either to attack or to reinforce a town that you own, whenever you send troops, you have a dialogue box here, basically, that will tell you where they are going and how long it's going to take for them to get there. Anytime you are traveling to attack another town, it's going to take 10 minutes if the towns are connected. If they're essentially adjacent to each other, connected by the road. So the tutorial is going to have us take a look here at the marching list, the troops that are going from Hanzhong to Qinsong. It'll tell you who the generals are, how many soldiers they're commanding, and so on. You see, we're just under 9 minutes. So what a marching boost does, use a marching boost to make the required marching time halved. It's going to have the marching time. So instead of 9 minutes, it's going to be at 4.5 minutes, or now just even a little bit less, because we were under 9 minutes because I'm talking. And you can do it twice. You can boost twice. So now we're going to do the same group again. Use a marching boost to make the required marching time halved. So instead of now 9 minutes, we're down to 2 minutes. So essentially, right when you set a marching order, you can go immediately from 10 minutes down to 2.5 minutes, essentially, if you just do, if you click immediately. So that's what a marching boost does. It cuts the marching time in half. They are marching at an accelerated pace, but they still need more time. Please be patient, my lord. Tama is learning, and soon will be able to be even more helpful to you. This is where, with full disclosure, the game has a bit of seduction, I guess. I mean, scantily clad women, because that's what most games do nowadays. But good to see you, Lord. Please, I hope you can feel more Please, I hope you can feel comfortable to speak more freely. I wouldn't dare. I'm here to serve you, my lord. Population is the foundation of your state. Please build 4 huts in Hanzhong to absorb more population, your majesty. So she is going to explain what some individual buildings do in Three Kingdoms Overlord. So we're going to go back into Hanzhong, and each city and town has 10 open plots, as you can see. 10 open plots. And there are 3 different buildings you can build in these open plots. You can build a hut, which produces reserve troops. You can build a market, which produces coins, and you can build farms, which produces provisions. So right now we're going to build a hut, which produces 45 reserve troops per hour. Reserved troops are potential troops for heroes. So we're going to build 4 of these per the tutorial. The population determines the production rate of reserved troops. Reserved troops are used for troop replenishment. Please build 3 markets in Hanzhong City, your majesty. So we're going to now build 3 markets, which produce 900 coins per hour. You can see coins are used to build and upgrade constructions or buildings. So we're going to build 3 markets. The market increases the production rate of coin. Coin can be used to build or upgrade buildings. Please build 3 farms in Hanzhong City, your majesty. So now we're going to build farms in the last 3 plots, but instead of building them one at a time, we're going to batch build. And what a batch build does is it will fill in every single open plot with the building that you choose. So if we were to hit batch build on market, the last 3 open plots here would have been markets. But because we're going to click farm, they're going to build 3 farms. The farm increases the production rate of provisions. Provisions are needed for marching. So we just sent those troops out to Chinsong. That took provisions. As you can see, we're under a million. You're given 1 million coins and 1 million provisions to start. We're under 1 million because it took provisions to march. Whoa. Unfortunately, I think I just double clicked, but she just said you can also upgrade your constructions to increase their production rate. So what we're going to do, we're going to upgrade our buildings. So a level 1 hut produces 45 reserve troops. We're going to upgrade them to level 2. We're going to upgrade the markets. And we're going to upgrade the farms as well. You may also upgrade Governor Palace to increase population and city defense. So every city or town has a Governor Palace as well. Governor Palace produces 250 reserve troops, so the regular hut produced 45 reserved troops. The Governor Palace produces 250 reserved troops per hour. And upgrading the Governor Palace will increase the attack and defense of the city wall. When you are attacked by the enemy, a higher level Governor Palace means your city is going to do more damage to the attackers, and it's not going to take as much damage from the attackers. It's to simulate fortifications and such. So we're going to upgrade our Governor Palace to level 2. You can see it's 50,000 coins, so Governor Palaces are very expensive to upgrade, and it takes an hour. It's very important that it's done, but it's very expensive, both in resources and time. But we're going to upgrade the Governor Palace because we don't have a choice, it's telling us to. So now that we have completed Hanzhong and set their 10 buildings, Lord, the treasury has a surplus. I suggest you develop Yiling and Shangyang because they are crucial to the war. So those are the 2 cities we have over here, Shangyang and Yiling. Meanwhile, don't forget to upgrade constructions in Hanzhong City. Okay, so normally we would have a little bit of time to go into different cities and stuff, but our troops have already taken Chinsong. So, my lord, Lao Hua and Zhang Yi have taken Chinsong. We should advance to Chang'an rapidly before the enemies get alert. So now the tutorial is going to have us attack Chang'an straight away. And before this next dialogue box comes up, some things kind of get mixed up in translations. Since this is a game based on ancient China, I don't know where the game is made or maintained, but it's definitely not in America or English speaking, because some of the translations kind of get lost. So I'm going to narrate as if the narration was correct. So, my lord, Liao Hua and Zhang Yi have taken Chinsong. We should advance to Chang'an rapidly before the enemies get alert. Chang'an is heavily guarded. I'm afraid our current troops are not enough to conquer Chang'an. You can use reservation boosts to get reserved troops immediately. So Fajing is going to tell us about reservation boosts now. And that is one of the most important aspects of this game, are these things called stratagems. So we go into the stratagem tab or page. Reservation boost. You see this cooldown timer is 4 hours. What that means is you have a cooldown bar down here. We're going to get this reservation boost right now, immediately, but it's going to add 4 hours to the cooldown timer. And the cooldown timer can only have so much allotted to it before you're not able to do anything in terms of stratagems. So we're going to research reservation boost and add 4 hours to the research cooldown, but that reservation boost is ours to use right now. So the tutorial is going to have us use it. So at Chinsong, where we just conquered, we go into Army. You see right now the 3 generals, they are struggling in terms of soldiers because we haven't replenished any. These are the survivors from the battle when they took Chinsong. So now reserve troops. Use 1 reservation boost to get 10,000 reserve troops. So every time you use a reservation boost, you get 10,000 troops immediately. So we're going to use the one we just researched. We go back. Without a leader, having hundreds of troops is not useful. Well, please recruit heroes and talents. So now we are going to recruit some heroes. We're going to recruit some more heroes to fight for us. So probably another key facet of the game, big part of the game, the hero house. This is where you recruit your heroes that'll fight for you. This is essentially your pack opening, if you will. The pack opening for Three Kingdoms Overlord. So we're going to go into hero house. And you see you have a few different options over here to the side right now. You're just going to be able to use the regular recruit. I'll explain faction and all this stuff here after the tutorial is letting us control. But right now we're going to do 1 common recruit, and a common recruit takes a recruitment token, which we were given 2. Those were what the red kind of badges that were just given to us. So we're going to do a common recruit, and the next hero we get is Sun Qian, and you see that he's green. So I don't know how much you were able to pay attention while I was going through it. Fa Jing and Lao Hua were purple. Zheng Yi is blue. We've just got Sun Qian, who is green. We're also going to recruit another hero here in the common recruit. So we are back into the hero house. Common recruit. We'll recruit once we get another green hero, Yi Ji. And I'll explain heroes and their attributes and stuff here in a bit. But also, very, very important is that every 24 hours, actually I think it's really every 22 hours, but essentially every day, you are given a free recruit, a free advanced recruit. And you see here, this time, purple or orange hero guaranteed. Those are the best quality heroes. So if you decide to play, and even if you're not able to play for much time every day, just log in and get your free recruit, get your free stuff. And that's across any game that you decide to play. If it's offering you free login rewards, make sure you just log in and get them. It takes, depending on the game, maybe a minute to 2 minutes. Something that you can do when you're using the bathroom. You can sit down and do your daily login stuff, and then you're done if you can't play. But we are going to do this advanced recruit. So back into the hero house, we're going to advanced recruit, free recruit. So you saw we got 2 green recruits from the common recruit. Now we got Yan Yan, who's purple. So you saw purple or orange hero guaranteed, but now it resets. So now we'll have to recruit 5 more times to get this purple or orange hero guaranteed. So every so often you're given a high level hero as long as you log in and remember to do your free recruits. So it's very important to do that. All right, so now we have summoned some heroes. We have recruited heroes. Now it's time to attack Chang'an. And now the game is going to let us kind of control things on our own. So the first thing I'm going to do, so that way it's not confusing, I'm going to go into our army and I'm going to disband the generals and soldiers at Chinsong. When I disband them, that doesn't mean I'm kicking them out of the army. I'm just freeing the troops out of the command of those who are there. That way those troops could be assigned to someone else if I so want it. So this is the page or the view that you will see when you play Three Kingdoms Overlord. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this chat window. I don't want to be bothered. And you can see, you can choose whatever to display in the chat window. The thumbnail window, I'm just going with current and system. So the system is the battle that you are in at the moment. World obviously is free to everybody who is logged on the server. And then current is only the participants in that battle. So the system, you'll have the players that are in that battle and some of the alerts, as in I sent my army to Chinsong. Chinsong started a battle. I captured Chinsong. So like system announcements as well. But anyway, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to get rid of chat. I don't want to see all of that. But this is the world map. And you'll see the world map when you log in and are playing your battle. Now, this is the tutorial, so the world map has been shrunk to just these 10 cities and towns. But you can see there are a lot more places that you can go. You can see all the road here. There are towns and cities all along here, so you can see where roads are converging but not meeting. That's a town there or city. You've got a town or a city here. There's a city or a town here with these roads, not, they're meeting but not converging, all that stuff. So remember, you're only able to travel to a place if it's connected by a road. So you see Chinsong, the objective is going to be to capture all of these cities, but I can't go from Chinsong to Fufeng because there's no road that connects them. So in order for me to go to Fufeng, I have to go to Chang'an. That's the only way I can go, at least during the tutorial. Now there's another town over here, but it's being blocked off by the tutorial. So now that I have captured Chen Song, you know, I've got the road that leads to Hanzhong. So this, you know, I can't go this way. There's no enemy to go this way. I can't go this way because of the tutorial blocking it off. So now the only way forward is to Chang'an, which is what the game is having us do. But again, don't forget that you know, you've got other cities here too, like Yiling, again being blocked off by the tutorial, but you know, you could be susceptible to attack from the south here as well. Yiling connects to 2 different places, as you can see. But anyway, so this is the world map, and you can see the part of the world that you're focused on is highlighted in green. So for example, you know, there are other cities. Gosh dang it. There are other cities, you know, all down in here. They're just not available right now because it's the tutorial. But where the green box is where you're looking at world map wise. This is your mini map. Let's start first with looking at this overhead bar here. So your username or your account name or whatever right here. This is the premium currency for the game. These are called ingots. Anytime you get ingots, or I should say, spend ingots very, very wisely. You do not get them often. I am going to hoard my ingots, again, because I'm a free-to-play player. It's the game's premium currency. These are used for purchasing specific, you know, high-powered heroes and all that stuff. I mean, it is, again, premium currency. This is silver. We'll get into silver here after a little while. But you start with 50,000 and that will not reset. And we'll explain that after a little while. Anytime you start a battle, you're going to be given 1,000,000 coins and 1,000,000 provisions. You can see we've spent a little bit of money. So we're down to, you know, essentially 920,000 coins, and we've marched once to Chinsong, so we're down to 983,000 provisions. But that is where that information is stored. And if you click on the bar, it will tell you what your rate is. So every hour, I'm going to be gaining essentially, I'm going to round up, 3,000 coins per hour and 3,000 provisions per hour. But you see, I'm not going to be gaining any silver. There's no way to gain silver by building buildings. You get that through other in-game mechanics like defeating enemies, partaking in events, etc. But that is that bar up there. You have your premium currency, your silver, which is used for a function in the game that we haven't unlocked yet. I'll spend enough time talking about that when we get there. But your coins and your provisions. So now let's go into our profile, if you will, or your character info. So again, you have your player ID if you want to give, you know, somebody that you know your player ID to request a friend or whatever. During or after battles, you can receive likes from allies and enemies and whatnot. State, we're going to be nowhere near for a long time. However, title. When you start the game, you are a commoner. You are nothing, you are nobody, you ain't shit. However, as you progress and keep playing the game, your title is going to improve, and with a better title comes better rewards. So, if I think, is it this button? Nope. So that's your point history. Yeah. Okay, so finish the main quest, capture all cities to upgrade to title Bailiff. So you see, right now we're level 1. We don't have any experience. It takes 20 experience to get to level 2. But you see here, you get these things called title benefits. So if I click on that, as a commoner, we get no benefits. We're a commoner. We ain't worth nothing when you start out. No revenue bonus, no salary, nothing. But once you get to the title of Bailiff, you see that your cities start producing 10% extra, period. Even in times of battle, like when you're playing other players. So very, very important there. You also get plus 5% hero XP, and you get 5 stratagem packs. I'll explain stratagem packs here in a bit, but that's what those are. But you can see, as you increase in your title, once you go from commoner to bailiff, you get stuff. You don't get a salary, but your cities start doing better. Your heroes start earning more, and you get privileges. As in, you enter the novice area, so you will be able to fight against other novice players. You unlock the auto upgrade construction option. You unlock the auto replenish after battle option, and you activate the daily merit quest. So there's a lot of things that happen when you increase from commoner to bailiff. But then after bailiff, you go to Alsalde, and look, you go to 20 and 10. So at the bailiff, it was 10 and 5. Now it's 20 and 10. 6%, I'm sorry, 6 stratagem packs instead of 5. Now you get a merit bonus. You get more privileges, more bigger bonuses. So that is the game's way of trying to get you to continually play, and it's to simulate that you're experienced, you're good, all that stuff. But right now we're just a lowly commoner. But that is what a title is: commoner, bailiff, Alsalde. It goes all the way up to commandant. No. Counselor. No. Chancellor. I always forget. So you can get all the way up to Chancellor, and you see your city produces, double the production. Heroes earn 50% more. A bunch of crazy stuff. So, yeah, a bunch of crazy stuff. But there's a lot of titles for sure. So it's gonna take a while. But that is what it's called Emperor XP is going to be, is determining your title. Here's your career. How many times have you won, how many unifications you have, how many matches you've participated in. Really, you have 0 achievement points, but for whatever reason, the game gives you stuff at the beginning. So take your free stuff. I'm not going to, because I'm going to try to be realistic and unlock it whenever I get or actually complete the achievement. But there are certain things that the game will just gives you right off the bat. So take advantage of it. Even as a free-to-play player, it gives you stuff. And then I don't know what these achievements are. So if you've played Three Kingdoms Overlord, let me know. I'd love to understand how you get each one of these achievements, because you'll get these after a battle happens, after a match. But anyway, so that's the profile page. You can see this little icon says you have something to check out in here. So on top of your profile, you have a mansion, essentially, or a palace that you can decorate however you wish. Different furnitures, all of that. You have different rooms as well, which is here. where do you check how many rooms you have? No, that's history. Well, there's mansion handbook. You can see I haven't done much with the... Oh, there it is, switch room. So you have your main hall, the council house, the bathroom, the sword workshop, the training field, and you've got other areas of the palace that you have to unlock. So you can decorate your palace however you wish. You can have heroes stay here, furniture shop, all that stuff. But the most important part of this area, this button, is the guide. And this is where you get your achievement points, and you're given a whole lot of stuff. So again, with these red dots, I'm going to skip this one for now. Let's take a look at the storyline one first. So the main storyline, which is, come on, scroll up, is called A Fuzzy Dream. And to complete the first part of that, chapter 1, you have to win 2 games. And then you need to win a third. And then you need to win a fourth. But there's an overarching storyline. And you can see there are 50 chapters. 50 chapters. Achieve 1 unification after triggering 113. You have to be a merit above. So I mean, it's going to take a while to actually like beat the game. But to start off, you just want to have unifications. And then there's this thing called feature. These are real historical battles in the Three Kingdoms era. And the Three Kingdoms era is from 184 AD to about 280 AD in ancient China. And these, like for example, the Battle of Guandu, this will give you just some cool history about these major events that happened in the Three Kingdoms era. Like I said, I can't say I'm well versed. I know the basics of it, so I could tell you a lot of what's going to be said in these tabs. But if you are so inclined, you have the ability to read up on these certain events in the Three Kingdoms era. So there's the storyline. You have your photo albums, so you can change your skins or your profile lord image, if you will, etc. You have your armor, your legendary armor guide, and what all they do. You have your exclusive weapon, and each hero has, or each legendary hero has an exclusive weapon. You also have famous steeds. So famous steeds in the Three Kingdoms era. Epic treasures, and then this last one I think is the history book. History book is Three Kingdoms Overlord specific, as in on November the 9th, Supasit won the King Clash and became the 20th Emperor of Three Kingdoms Overlord. So there you go. That's more specific to just the game. But again, the most important part of this whole area of the guide is in here, the achievements. And again, you're seeing that it's going to give you a few things right off the bat. So here, in the seniority tab, complete 50 random quests and weekly activeness events. Well, I haven't done anything. I haven't completed anything yet because I just started. But it's giving you 20 stratagem packs right off the bat. So claim them. I'm not going to because I'm a masochist. I like a little bit of a challenge, but by all means, claim them. They're free. Right there for you. 50 chests. Like, we haven't encountered a blizzard. We just started. But there are certain things that you do throughout the game that you'll get achievements for. Consume, I think this is 500 million provisions. So, march enough times to where you consume 500 million provisions. You'll get 15 achievement points. Upgrade 400 governor palaces to level 4. You'll get 200 ingots. Use land deeds. Complete quests. Spend coins, etc., etc. So you'll get achievement points for doing stuff in the game, and some of them are hard, some of them are easy, etc., etc. But you can see just how valuable some of these things are. You get 110 achievement points, you get 1,500 premium currency. I mean, that's a lot. That is a lot, for sure. So, but again, go through all of these, grab your free stuff, so you can get 100,000 silver. You can get, hell, I don't even know what that is. 8 summoner's charms. I don't know what the fuck that is. 100 more ingots for free. Like I said, I'm not going to. I'm a masochist. I like a little bit of a challenge. I'll grab them whenever I actually get the achievement done. And how will I know I get it? I'll get it done. Well, I'm a statistician at heart. I'm going to chronicle everything, basically. So I'm that person. But anyway, so make sure you come in, continuously check for your achievements if you decide to play. Very important. You get lots of good stuff for it. Okay, so there is a look at the profile. Your profile picture, your title, all of that stuff. Okay, I'm going to close this just for a second because it's a bit distracting. If you are in multiple games at once, and you can be in multiple games at once, you can filter through them here. But right now we are in the tutorial. We only have one game we're a part of. This is your quest area, and you can see how it's being highlighted. We have quests that we can turn in. I'll get there, but first I'm going to go to what says the friend tab, but this is really your mail. So we'll come into here in the mail. Dear Captain Call, welcome to Three Kingdoms Overlord. Before you begin your journey, we strongly suggest you bind your account to safeguard against possible losses. You may bind your account by tapping the top right corner, settings, manage account, bind account. If you are already a veteran player, you may switch to your account via switch account. Should you encounter any problem in game, please contact us by tapping friends mail shall you. That is shall you, it's just support. But I'm going to go ahead and eliminate these mail or the beginning mails just to clear it and get it out of the way. But this is letting you know, if you started an account on a previous or on another device, if you've binded your account, you can switch to it now that you're on a new device. I'm just going to be playing on this computer, so there you go. But all right, so then again, friend mail message from the informant. So this is telling us about our quest in the tutorial. Dear Captain Call, my lord, please take all the cities as soon as possible. Don't do that. The game will restart from teaching period, or the tutorial, if you do not unify the whole country at 280 AD. It says until, but again, the translation. If you do not unite the whole country at 280 AD. And this is why I wanted to start, kind of on an hour, or at least at a time that I knew. 1 year in the game equals an hour in the real world. please show your talent with the help of guides. So our tutorial main quest is to capture all the cities, and there are 10 of them. And 1 year in the game equals to an hour in the real world. So what we have here, up here, every time you start a match, it's going to be the year AD 184. That's when the Three Kingdoms period started. You have until AD 280 to win the game, to conquer all the cities. What that means is you have 96 years, but based on what we just read, you have 96 hours, and that's why I was telling you that you really have to know and devote the time if you're going to play in a battle, because it could take up to 4 days. Now, there are ways around that if you just win quickly, all that stuff, but it can take up to 96 hours to determine a winner. But that's a reason why I wanted to start, at 8 o'clock or 8:30 or whatever. That way I knew I had a solid time. I knew when my 96 hours were up. And it told you to say, God, it was telling you to conquer these cities as quickly as possible. Don't really take your time, get used to the game, because as soon as you're out of the tutorial period, you're going to be thrown in against real players. And these real players could be strong. They could have been playing for a long time, or maybe they're just making a new account. You're going to want to have every possible benefit going into your first battle. I can't stress it enough. Don't just rush through the tutorial, because there are things that you are given that will help you. So I'm going to, honestly, it's probably going to be 8278 when I complete the tutorial. It'll be Sunday, because I want to make sure, Sunday or Monday, I want to make sure I have all the stuff that I can going into that first battle. But I wanted to explain that. That's why I went to the friend first, to explain the timing system in Three Kingdoms Overlord and what our quest is. So in the minimap, you see that there are 4 cities in blue. Those are yours, or they're mine, ours. Anything in red is the enemy. And that'll change, obviously, when you face other players. There will be more than just 2 players in a match, so you'll have blue and red and green and purple and yellow and all that stuff. But for right now, we have 4 cities. Our enemy has 6, and we need to capture all 10. All right. I think, there we go. I think that is a good start on explanations. Again, if you are watching, feel free to jump in chat. Is everything as clear as mud? Anything that is confusing, you want clarification about, all that, just here for it, especially because this is the tutorial. We're not in a rush now. It's not forcing us to speed up. I don't mind slowing down. I'm gonna be taking my time in this anyway. So feel free to jump in chat, ask any questions, even if it's not about this game in particular. If you just want to chat, I'll be more than happy to answer anything. And again, don't feel like, or don't be intimidated to ask a question. Everybody starts somewhere. Whether it's this game or something else, everyone starts somewhere. Don't be afraid to ask. I will always answer the question. It's not a dumb question, I promise. Everyone starts somewhere. But before we get any further, I need to use the restroom. So let me do that. I'm going to throw up my little notification here. And I will also refill my water. So I will be right back. It'll be 2 minutes. Hopefully. I'll be right back. Ugh. All right. Apologies for that. I'm back. Had to get some water. Use the restroom. All right. Oops. Transition there. There we go. All right. So, yeah, we are in the middle of the tutorial for Three Kingdoms Overlord. Just got through talking about our profile, what to call it, the information bar, I guess, your resource bar, and then cleared out the beginning mail that you are given. So now let's talk about quests. You are given quests each time you enter a battle. And of course, this being the tutorial, we have one quest. It is simply conquer all the cities. But there are steps that you're going to have to take to do that. So, obviously, we haven't even captured Chang'an yet. but that's the quest at hand for us right now, is to capture Chang'an. We haven't even done that. So there are steps. Oh, dang. I felt that one. I felt that one coming on. I'm sure that was a lovely face I was making. Sorry. But you can see we haven't even captured Chang'an, but we have quests that we can turn in. So that is telling you that, you know, there are steps to your quests, especially in the tutorial. Now, once you get into the main game, not sure if there are steps. It might just simply be, you know, take over this one particular city or eliminate X players. But especially in the tutorial, you'll have steps, and you'll have main and side, for lack of better terms. The game will call them growth quests. But anyway, let's check out some of these quests that we can do, or to turn in, I should say, not do. We have already done them. All right, so main quest here is to attack Qinsong. You need to capture Qinsong City before attacking Chang'an. So select Hanzhong, Army, Quick Replenish Battle. Select Qinsong, Quick Formation Battle. Reward of 20 Emperor XP. So we were in the profile part just a little bit ago. This quest alone will put us to level 2. And, you know, the game essentially forced us to do it. So, okay. 20 Emperor XP. And you see we're up to level 2. It took 20 XP and that's what we got. So now we're level 2. Now we need 40 to get to level 3. But I do not know what level we have to be to increase our title to Bailiff, because that is the title after Commoner. We went through this a little bit earlier. Commoner to Bailiff. Don't know what level that's going to be, but clearly it says to finish the quest, capture all cities to upgrade the title to Bailiff. So apparently if we stay in the tutorial, we'll be a Commoner. But once you complete the tutorial, you'll be a Bailiff. So not sure how far we're going to get towards the title Bailiff, but we'll see. So again, we have still some more quests to turn in. So the next main quest was to use marching boost twice. We did this to speed up our troops from Hanzhong to Qinsong, Liaohua, Fajing, and Zhengyi. So use marching boost twice. Marching boost reduces the marching time required. Tap on marching chart checklist on the left. Speed up. Tap speed up again. Reward 20 Emperor XP. So now we are halfway to level 3 with that one turned in quest. Oops, sorry, I must have clicked on this again. 1 year in the game equals to an hour in the real world. Game ends in 280 AD. If unification is not achieved, the player or alliance owning the most cities wins. That's default. For the tutorial, you'll just start over. But once you progress past the tutorial, it's the player or alliance owning the most cities. Anyway, sorry, I keep clicking on that for whatever reason. I'm going to turn this up. Let's see, weather I want on, scroller announcement. I don't know if I want that on or not. I do want city crisis. Sure. Yep. We'll get into some of this other stuff here in a little bit, including rest time. That is very important. But we'll save that for a little bit. Hopefully that music isn't too loud. Sound effects aren't too loud. If it is, let me know. Actually, in fact, I'm going to put the sound effects off. That clicking and whatever. There we go. That little button thing was bothering me. Okay, so that's where you can turn the music off. You can turn the sound effects off. Again, I'm keeping the music on for several reasons. One, I don't want to sit here in the dark. God, I don't want to sit here in silence. Two, I'm not going to take any chances with Twitch or YouTube and having Pandora on. So I'm just going to let the game music go, which is not too bad. And that's why I also say, please jump in chat. Join me. Have some fun playing the game with me. Okay. Yeah. So still we have more quests to turn in. So main quest, build 4 huts. So we did that in Hanzhong. Population determines the production rate of reserved troops, which is used for troop replenishment. Select Hanzhong, enter, select an idle land, and build a hut. Ooh, 30 XP. So this will put us to level 3. Hooray. So we now are level 3. We will need 60 XP to get to 4. But we are working our way up. We are no longer the lowest of low commoners. Still have more quests to turn in. So main quest, build 3 markets, which we did. Market increases the production rate of coin, which can be used to build or upgrade constructions. Select Hanzhong, enter, select an idle land and build a market. 30 more Emperor XP. So we are getting very close to level 4. More quests to turn in. So we're just going to complete these quests out. Main quest, build 3 farms, which we did. Again, I'm going to read it as it should say. Farms increase the production rate of provisions, which are consumed during battle. Select Hanzhong, enter, select an idle land and build a farm. 30 more Emperor XP. So now we are level 4. And the only reason I keep clicking is because I want to see how much it takes to get to the next level. So we need 70 more to get to level 5. So again, I don't know what level we need to be for Bailiff, but my gosh, we're already level 4. Still more quests to turn in. Main quest, upgrade 10 constructions. Well, we did that because we upgraded each of the buildings in Hanzhong plus the Governor Palace. So upgrade 10 constructions. After upgraded, your constructions will provide you with more resources. Select a construction, upgrade. 30 more XP. So we're going to be halfway to level 5 now. Yep. Main quest, upgrade a Governor Palace, which we did. Upgrade the Governor Palace to increase population and defense of your city. Select Hanzhong, select Governor Palace, upgrade. 30 more Emperor XP. So we need one more quest. We need 10 XP to get to level 5. As you can see. Alright. Main quest, capture Chensong. You have sent your troops towards Chensong. Please wait for the battle result. Should your troops be defeated, you may send more troops there. Select Hanzhong, army, quick replenish, battle, select Chensong, quick formation battle. Okay, so we don't get XP this time, but we do get 30 ingot premium currency. Never going to complain about getting premium currency. So 30 ingot, what it's called. Call it gold if you want, but 30 ingot. Hooray! Still more quests to turn in. Main quest, use stratagem reservation boost. Use reservation boost to increase reserve troops by 20,000. Well, we did it by, we only used one, so it was 10,000. Tap bottom right stratagem, research reservation boost is when we went down here and did the reservation boost. Choose Hanzhong Army reservation boost. Use, well, we put it in Chinsong because the tutorial told us to, but we still get to complete the quest. That's what matters. But we get 2 reservation boosts as a reward. So we get 2 reservation boosts. So now, if we go into our backpack, we have 2 reservation boost stratagems. So we can use these to instantly have 20,000 soldiers somewhere. And if you decide to join me in playing this game, I'm going to tell you right now, do not, under any circumstance, none whatsoever, use any of the stratagems you're given in the tutorial. Just don't do it. Especially the reservation boosts. Don't use these in the tutorial. You will need every single bit of resources, of stratagems, of everything that you can get your hands on once you move to the regular playing area. So do not use stratagems in the tutorial area. Just don't do it. Don't do it. You'll thank me later. Don't do it. But we looked at earlier how we did a reservation boost. It added 4 hours to the cooldown timer. So that is what that is. And we have been given 2 more of those. And you can see, so now it's already 185, so we've been in the game for an hour at least. Now, still more quests to turn in. Main quest, own 6 heroes. Heroes are the foundation of battle. Without heroes, reserved troops cannot fight against enemies. Tap on recruit on bottom right. It should say tap on hero house on bottom right. Select common or advanced recruit. We get 5 more recruitment tokens. So booyah. So now we can recruit 5 more times. Woohoo! We get 5 more heroes. So we can absolutely recruit more heroes. We're going to do that. Probably going to do that tonight. Maybe not. We'll see how I'm feeling. Like I said, I'm kind of tired. But those recruitment tokens are what are needed to perform your common recruitments. Now you can't use them on advanced recruits, but you can get them on your common recruits. So we have gone through all of the quests that we can turn in right now. So if we click check in, it says main quest, capture Chang'an. Now you can launch an attack on Chang'an City. Select Chinsong, Army, Quick Replenish Battle. Select Chang'an, Quick Formation Battle. I haven't done that. Storyline quest, Fuzzy Dream, unify the whole country 4 times. We clearly haven't done that. There's also another one here that says to build 10 more constructions. We'll get into that. Because remember, all we've done is Hanzhong. We haven't even touched these other 3 towns. But let's talk about heroes. So we were given Fajing, Laohua, and Zhang Yi at the start, and then through the hero house we recruited Sun Qian, Yiji, and Yan Yan. So let's talk about heroes. You see here we have 3 different color heroes: purple, blue, and green. There is one other. It is orange, legendary. So it goes orange, which are legendary. You also have featured. We won't get into that for a bit, but you have legendary, then epic, rare, blue is rare, green is uncommon. Epic, rare, uncommon. I would just go purple, blue, green, to be honest, and then orange. But let's talk about what a hero is. We'll look at the first one that we were introduced to, Fa Jing. Okay, here's portrait. You can change, like the outfit that they're in, their skin or whatever. We'll talk about rating as well after a little while. But troops, that is how many troops they are allowed to command. They can command fewer than this, but they can't command any more than this. 1,184. You see he's level 1, he's purple. Okay, there's his star level. But each hero has 4 abilities. Every hero has valor, aura, intelligence, and might. Well, what do those abilities mean? Valor determines a hero's physical attack. So when a hero's units go up and attack an enemy, that's their physical attack. So that value is based on their valor. Aura determines the hero's physical defense. So if an enemy general comes up and their units just come up and smack me, their defense, or our defense, is based on the hero's aura, physical defense. Intelligence determines the hero's stratagem attack and stratagem defense. You'll probably hear me call these skills, or skill attack and skill defense. Stratagem attack, stratagem defense, same thing, starts with an S, works for me. We'll talk about stratagems here in a second, but that's what intelligence determines, is the hero's both ability to inflict damage and negate damage with a stratagem is through intelligence. However, what I think is the most important statistic, might, determines the hero's max troops. The higher the might, the more troops that hero can command. And once a hero's troops reach 0, that's essentially them dying or losing in that battle. So when you saw, when we conquered Qin Song, some of the, like Fa Jing didn't have 1,184 troops left. He had, 500 or so. Liao Hua had 500 or so, 600, and Zhang Yi had about 355, or roughly around there. That's essentially their life. If they have 0 troops, they can't fight. So, much better. So that's what that is, and that is what I think is the most important ability. Statistic, might, determines how many troops a hero can have. So you see Fa Jing has 74 might. Liao Hua has 70. That's why he can only command 1,120, less than Fa Jing, because he doesn't have as much might. Zhang Yi has 70 might, the same, 1,120 that Liao Hua can as a purple. Okay, so the higher these numbers, obviously the better. Now these numbers in green are what the hero gains when they level up. So when Fa Jing goes from level 1 to level 2, he will gain 2.4 Valor, or his Valor will go to 83.4. It'll just show it at 83. It'll round down, but it is 83.4. His Aura will go to 25.7. Intelligence will go to 90.6, etc., etc. That is the values that the heroes gain as they level up. And each hero will be different. So you can see Fa Jing is mainly going to gain intelligence and valor when he levels up, versus somebody like Lao Hua gains 2.5, but he only gains 2.1 might, where Fa Jing would gain 2.4 on level up. So each hero is different. Sorry, I got a hangnail. That hurts. There we go. But that is what these green numbers mean. How much they're going to gain per level. Star ups we'll talk about here after a little bit. Last thing, or two more things on this page. Growth. This is how many points they're going to get per level up. So every purple hero is going to get 8 points distributed somewhere. So 2.5 and 2.5 is 5 points. 2.1 and 0.9 is 3. 5 and 3 is 8. That's where that growth value comes in. So each purple hero is going to get 8 growth per level, distributed, however their hero distributes it. Like Yan Yan, basically the same as Liao Hua. He gains a little bit more might, a little less aura per turn or per level. The same 2.5, and 8 in growth. Where these differ, purples, as you can see, get 8. Blues get 7 growth per level. Greens, greens get 6 per level. And that's why they are uncommon, the lowest rated. They're not the best. You have to put a lot of work in to make these green heroes good. Some of them are okay at the beginning, but if you want to continue to use them, you have to put a lot of work into them. No surprise, just like a lot of other games. And then the last thing, every hero, no matter where they spend their stats and how much growth, every hero will have 3 equipment slots: a weapon, an armor, and a steed. Now there are different weapons, different styles of weapons, there are different styles of armors, but every single steed increases might. The rarity of the steed increases might much more, but every steed increases might. So that's why I personally think, because I think might is the most important ability or attribute there is. That's why I think steeds are the most important equipment there is. But every hero has 3 equipment slots: 1 weapon, 1 armor, 1 steed. Now, other things about a hero, you can come into this rating, or it says rate, and players with the title of mayor or above can vote for heroes they have. So you can get a general feel for how the community at large, the player base at large, feels about a certain hero. Like if you're on the fence, I don't know if this is good, I don't know if this is bad. Fa Jing, the majority of the players say he's a good choice in the early game, not so good in the late game, or always powerful. So he's at least good in the early game. Then you have, not a great choice early, but very potential in late game. Again, translation. So it's either, they're good all the time, good early, good late, or good none. And so you can kind of get a feel if you are on the fence about a certain hero and you want to get a quick synopsis or a quick feel for how good a hero is. Yan Yan, again, good in the early, maybe even into the late, depending on how much you invest in him. Lao Hua, powerful or early. But a lot of people say he's powerful. I would tend to put him in this one. But there's also other things too. Position that suits this hero best. Be careful of placing this unit in the front. Put him in the front. Put him in the back. Or versatile. So obviously you want your tanks up front to block most of the damage. Put your big damaging generals in the back, which is what Liao Hua is. He's a big time damage general. But again, you can get a feel for all of the various ways you can rate a hero. That's why it's called rate. And see what the community at large thinks. We won't talk about troops just yet. But anyway, so that is this tab of a hero. I'm going to go back to Fa Jing. The second tab is, and this is why I call it skill, the game will call it stratagem. This is, whenever we were talking about Valor and Aura, that was the physical attacks. This is where the intelligence comes in, their stratagem. So you can see Fa Jing takes 3, and what these are called is rage. 3 rage to use his skill. But his skill deals intelligence damage by 120% to all enemies. And I'm saying intelligence damage because that is from the intelligence stratagem attack, S. If it said P, it would be physical based on valor. But again, this is saying S, intelligence, which is good for Fa Jing because he is intelligence based. So his skill takes 3 rage to use. He will attack all enemies when he uses it for 120% damage. Pretty good. Somebody like Liao Hua, his takes 3 rage to use as well, but he deals physical damage. He deals 280% physical damage to enemies in the rear, not all, just enemies in the back. But he applies weakness to himself for 2 moves. So huge amount of damage, a huge burst of damage, and then he's pretty bad for 2 turns until he charges up again. Zhang Yi. Now his only takes 2 bits of rage to use. And he deals physical damage to enemies in the rear. So you had Fa Jing who dealt intelligence damage to all enemies. You have Liao Hua who deals physical damage to rear. Now Zhang Yi deals physical damage in the rear. So there's all different ways of attacking your enemy. You can attack them row by row, by column, there's a lot to it. And that's the beauty of this game, is trying to figure out the right formation, the right combination of heroes that you have. Because there's no perfect one. There really isn't. So there's a little bit of an explanation on skills. The last thing I'm going to do with heroes is talk about these talents. So I'm going to go back to Fa Jing because he's the first one we were introduced to. The talent, activate at 1 star. So whenever you increase your star level, that is what that is. So when Fa Jing gains a star level, he will get initial rage +1. Well, that's good because he needs 3 rage to use his skill. But if he starts out with 1, that means he only needs 2 rage to use his skill. So very, very strong. Then at 2 stars, he gets 20% damage increase. At 3 stars, he gets 30% physical defense increase, etc., etc. And each hero, sorry, I meant to click Liao. Each hero is different. So at 1 star, Liao gets 20% damage, where this was Fa Jing's 2 star. And then at 2 stars, Liao gets 30% crit rate. And then more physical damage, or damage resist. So each hero is going to be different in that regard. What they get when they star up. Like for example, Zhang Yi will be able to dodge some when he stars up. Last thing, combo skills. A little bit misleading. This is combo skill is another way to say friends, or best suited to use with, for lack of better terminology there. So I'm going to talk about this one down here because you see these two are grayed out. I don't have them. But officials of Shu, if Fa Jing and Yan Yan are in the battle, that means they're in the same formation. You send them to attack the same place together. They will start the battle with an initial rage of +1. So you can see already, like Fa Jing, he's going to start the battle with 1 rage if he's with Yan Yan. If he had a star, he'd get a rage. So that means he would be able to use his skill by gathering just 1 more rage. Very, very good. Very good. We'll talk about rage when I overview a battle. But that's what combo skills are, is it will tell you who they perform best with in a formation. So Fa Jing is very good with Shu Shu, with Zhang Song, and Yan Yan. Well, we have Yan Yan, so those two should be in a formation together, because they both get this initial rage +1. So if we go to, say, if we go to Yan Yan, go to his combo skill, he'll get it as well. But you see, Fa Jing had 3 people that he, gained 20 or gained some benefit with. Yan Yan only has 2. Some people will have 4. Some people will have 1. Everybody has at least 1. But some people will have 4. Yan Yan has 2, Fa Jing has 3, etc., etc. I think that pretty well covers heroes for now. And again, jump in chat if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer any question you have. Now that we know about heroes, let's watch how a battle unfolds in Three Kingdoms Overlord, and you can understand the bit about rage and everything like that. So over here, under your minimap, you'll have 3 different symbols, clickable symbols. The third one is not available to us. It's unlocked after the tutorial. This one is your city overview, or city summary, if you will. It lists all the cities you own. It shows you how many idle lands there are. So you can see all I've done is build in Hanzhong. That's it. All the other cities are completely idle. It'll show you what buildings are in that city. It'll show you the level of the governor palace, the average level of construction. It'll also show you military-wise. Hanzhong has 47,000 troops. It has 0 garrisoned, has 0 hero troops, and it's producing 567 troops per hour. And it'll do that for all of your cities as well. And then your total, we have 99,724 soldiers. So this is a very important thing to know, to get familiar with, is your city summary tab, because it will show you what cities need to be upgraded, all that kind of stuff, where your important stuff is, your markets, your farms, your huts, etc., etc. But this one here, this icon, is your battle log. I was going to say battle summary, but battle log. It'll tell you if you win or lose. It'll say defeat. It tells you if you were the attacker or the defender. Obviously, we were the attacker. We were attacking Qinsong against. This will be a player, whoever you attacked, but we're attacking the AI, so it's Qinsong defender. So when you go into the battle log, you have a few things here. It'll show you the attacker, the defender, how many troops participated in the battle, how many casualties there were, and then you'll get XP based on this battle. The easiest way to understand it, for every 1 troop you kill is 1 XP. So you can see we defeated 6,472 troops. We got 6,472 hero XP. It's the easiest way to think about it. You can favorite it. You can share it to the world chat if you want, or your guild chat if you want. Or if you want to take a quick look at it, like get a summary. Like right now, we'll see that Liao Hua killed we killed 3 enemies. We killed all 3 enemies. Shows the damage that they did, how much they healed, and then how many troops were left over at the end. So you can see Zhang Yi had 339 troops left. Liao Hua had 627. So that's if you wanted to see or do something specific without watching it. But I'm going to show you this battle to show you how it works in Three Kingdoms Overlord. Okay. So I'm going to try to get this to cooperate. It's going to be pretty tough, I think. Hey, I got it. There we go. Okay. We have rolled up to Qinsong. They have 3 generals guarding Qinsong. But they also have troops stationed up here. Because 1766, 1324, and 1382 do not add up to 6472. So they have extra troops in here, and that's what's to simulate these archers on the wall. Okay. On this screen, there are several things to talk about here. The attacker will always be on the left. Your defender will always be on the right. Any combos or friends sets that the attacker has will be listed under here. So you can see we had 1. Liao Hua and Zhang Yi are in the battle. They have a base attack crit chance of plus 30%. So these two have a 30% chance, plus 30% chance to crit. Okay. Now, the defender didn't have any combos, but if they did, it would also be listed under here under combo. Battle statement. I really don't like how that's worded. This is basically like a status effect info. You hit battle statement, you can check and see what status effect has been put on your troops during the battle. And you see there are a lot of them. There are a lot of different stasis effects. But that's what that is. So if one happens, we'll come into here and see what has been caused, what kind it is, when it happens, all that stuff. If it can be cleared or cleansed or purged, however you want to say it, and if it stacks. Okay, hero name. So you can toggle between the hero avatar and the hero name. Fa Jing, Liao Hua, Zhang Yi, and you can also see their rage meter. We talked about Fa Jing needs 3, Liao Hua needs 3, Zhang Yi needs 2. Or you can go by avatar. I like to go by avatar, but it's also useful if you don't know a hero to click on to see who it is, to understand who you're going to be seeing later on if you run into that hero again. But you can see we have 2 purples and a blue. They actually have an orange. They have a legendary, a purple and a blue, defending Chen Song. And you can see the legendary, he commands many more troops. So I imagine he's going to be a pain in the ass. But the way a round goes, or a battle goes in Three Kingdoms Overlord, at the beginning of the round, no matter what round it is, 1 or 8,780, whatever round, the castle will attack first. And that's why it's important to upgrade your governor palaces. So when that city or when that town gets attacked, they are the first ones to act each round. So the higher their attack, the higher their defense, the more damage they're going to do. So we'll play this. The first action is the castle will attack. They usually don't do too much damage. As you can see here, 26, 20, and 28. Not a lot. But again, this is only a level 1 town. Level 2, it would get increased. Level 3 would be even more, and so on and so forth. But that is the first action, is that the archers would attack. Now, the next, or the rest of the round, I should say. So once the castle attacks, the order of progression goes attacker unit, defending unit, attacker unit, defending unit, attacker unit, defending unit, until each unit has acted. And then that's the end of the round. But it is not a simple going down in order of who attacks. It is random. So Fa Jing, Liao Hua, and Zhang Yi all have the same % chance to attack first in this round. It is random. And if, for example, Fa Jing attacks, it is not a guarantee that his opponent over here will attack him back first. Again, it is random. So we'll play this. So you see Liao Hua is a first to act for us. It is not a guarantee that whoever this is will attack first for them. See? So he goes first. He went first, I should say. It's random. But play will progress with each of these units attacking once. Now you see Liao Hua attacked. He's got a rage now. You'll generate a rage whenever you attack an enemy, or hit an enemy, because you can dodge. When you hit an enemy. When Liao Hua successfully hits an enemy 3 times, then he'll use his skill, his stratagem. Zhang Yi needs 2 hits. Zhang He here, their legendary, needs 2. He needs 3, he needs 3, he needs 3, so on and so forth. So now, Zhang He here will get a rage for hitting our guy. Rage there, so on and so forth. So now, that is the end of the round. And you can see, so that was the end of the round. We all had a go. The castle went, and then each of the units went. So again, the beginning of the round, the castle will go, so the archers fire, and then play resumes as usual, or as normal. And again, the order is random. Zhang He attacked first last time. Now he's attacking last this time. It's just random. End of the round, castle goes. Now we're going to watch this entire one so you can see skills and all that stuff. So you saw the crit there. You see the crit here. That's added because of the combo. And it does a lot more damage, you can see. He dealt, I think, 235 the first attack. That one's close to 300. But now, Zhang Yi is going to use his stratagem. So he attacks the rear, but there's nobody in the rear. So he'll attack the rearmost row, which happens just to be the front row. Now, it's important to note that if there were 3 units in the front here and 1 unit in the back, he would attack just the 1 unit, because he would attack the rear. Same for if there was 1 unit in front and 3 units in the back, he would attack the 3 units in the back. He attacks the rear. But he is going to use his stratagem, his skill, because his rage meter is full. Anytime the rage meter is full, the hero will use it. That is just default. It can't be controlled. It's gonna happen. Whether it's the right time to use it or not. When the rage meter is full, they're going to use it. So Zhang Yi here is going to use his skill. Notice what happens and how you can tell he's going to use it. See, with that little, I don't know what to call it, the flare, that means he's using his skill. Zhang He here is going to use his, so watch his unit flare right before he uses it. But Whirlwind Slash, there's the flare, and he uses it. You can also tell because they'll put a like a portrait, and it'll tell you what the skill is that they're using. So Zhang He's using Accurate Prediction. Into the round, Zhang Yi. Okay, so now this guy's going. Uses Bola. Well, look at that. He's put something on his team. This is a status effect. So now you can come into the battle statement, figure out what that status is. That way you're not caught by surprise the next time you see it. So he's put Bloodbath on his allies. Increase the hero's physical and stratagem attack. It can be stacked. It can also be cleared. And it's a buff. So he has buffed his allies by using his skill. And Fa Jing uses his. There's Zhang He. Now there's Lao Hua, and he dealt a lot of damage, defeated 2 enemies, but he's also applied something to himself. We read it earlier, but again, go into this battle statement. We have a purple and blue circular kind of thing here. which means it's weakness. The hero deals less physical damage. Kind of similar looking to enchant, but he is weakened because we read it earlier. It can be cleared, but it can also be stacked. But he is weakened. He's weakened himself. So here he goes. And even in the weakened state, the Ahwal won. But now, you see that Chin Song doesn't have any units defending it. We still haven't won. There are still troops guarding the town, the city. They're just not associated with a hero. So all they are perched up on here using arrows. Once you defeat all of the units guarding a city, that city's basically taken. It's very, very easy to take a city once the units are defeated. So that's why whenever you've taken over a city or you have a city that you want to defend, it's not enough to just put troops there. You need to assign those troops to a hero and have the units, have the generals defend the city, not just the troops. It's very important to remember that. Because now, there's nothing to stop us from doing a lot of damage. You see 223, he was weakened, but they're doing 24, 25, 23. We did 199, 160, 203. It's just, there's no contest. This battle is over. We have won, essentially. So that's the way a battle looks in Three Kingdoms Overlord. Important to remember, the castle will always attack first, and then it goes attacking unit, defending unit, attacking unit, defending unit, etc., until every unit is acted. So that means, for example, if the attackers have 6 units, but the defenders only have 3, it'll go castle, attack, defense, attack, defense, attack, defense, and then attack, attack, attack before the castle will attack again. The castle only attacks once. It's at the beginning of the round. Every unit will act in a round unless there's something special going on like a stun. But that is the way battle works in Three Kingdoms Overlord. Hooray! We won our battle. Okay. With that, let's see. What's next? What's next? We've talked about battles, heroes, talked about the hero. Oh, no, we need to talk about the hero house. Okay, so in the hero house, we talked about common recruits, advanced recruits. For the most of the time, as you're a beginner, you're going to be focused on this just recruit here. And the reason being, there are 3 main factions and then others. But in the Three Kingdoms era, there were 3 main factions. There was Shu, there was Wu, and there was Wei. Those were the 3 main armies or factions in the Three Kingdoms era. You start off with Shu. You don't have a choice. So any hero that you summon or that you recruit for the first 7 days is going to be from Shu. And you see Wu and Wei and Neutral unlock after you log in for 7 days. But for the first 7 days, you get Shu. Jin is another special faction. They're essentially descendant of Wei. Long story short, they're essentially descendant of Wei, but they are their own faction. And then past features, we looked at this in the storyline, but you can go into featured battles and get special heroes from them, or from there as well. But you see, they cost a lot. They cost special recruitment tokens. Gen heroes cost ingots, premium currency. It's, yeah. So you're going to be sticking with normal recruit, or just this recruit tab for the foreseeable beginning. Now, once the 7 days are up, you can choose whichever faction you want. Wu, Wei, Neutral, Shu, all that stuff. But you're going to be summoning from Shu first. Records is just a history of who you have summoned recently or recruited recently. So the last 20 records within 7 days will be reserved. So we've just done Sun Qian, Yiji, and Yan Yan. Hero album. This is where you can check all of the heroes in the game. So you can see for Shu, we got Fa Jing today. We had all 6 today, obviously. So Fa Jing, there's Yan Yan and Lao Hua. There's Zhang Yi. And then Sun Qin and Yi Ji. So again, green, blue, purple, orange. And each different faction. So you can go through here and you can see what leaders do different things. You can see their skills, their abilities, who their friends are, all that stuff. If you are so inclined, or you can just wait until you summon them. And you have the neutral. There's the Jin. These are the specials, the features, and then the legends are in red. These are highly, highly rare and expensive and very good. But these are your regular heroes. Orange, purple, blue, and green. But there's a look at the hero house. Let's see. We talked a little bit about stratagems. We haven't discovered anything but these 2 yet. But we can talk about research cooldowns. So remember at the beginning of this, when we reserved or clicked for one reservation boost, our first reservation boost, we added 4 hours. Surprising, that was almost 2 hours ago. Anyway, let's check and see what this research cooldown is. Research and get stratagems for free. If you tap the research button and hold for a while, you'll get a batch of stratagems at a time, so you can just essentially click and hold. Researching will increase the research cooldown. Use ingots to reset the cooldown instantly. Ingots are premium currency. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's why I'm telling you to be very frugal with your stratagems, especially in the beginning. You'll need them as much as possible. So don't just spend them willy-nilly because you have them. But you can see reservation boost takes 4 hours off the cooldown. I don't know what the max cooldown is. I thought it was 8 hours. I think it's 8 hours. It used to be 8 hours. I don't know what it is now. They could have changed it. It used to be 8 hours, is what I can tell you. Okay. Let's work on a couple more quests. I'm going to hold off on this for now. So we've worked on Hanzhong. We can work on Xiangyang, Yiling, and Qinsong. But I want you to notice something here just visually on the map. Look at the difference visually between Hanzhong, Yiling, and Changyang. You'll notice when I click on Yiling, it says a level 1 town. But if I click on, I'm going to have to click on Chang'an because this is level 2 now because we upgraded the government palace. But level 1 town versus level 1 city. There is a slight difference. City is going to be better fortified, meaning better attack and better defense. And you can tell that by the visual. You know, looks like it's got higher walls, sturdier walls, all that stuff. So town, city. But take a look at the difference in visualization between Chang'an, which is a level 1 city, and Hanzhong, which is a level 2 city. There is a little bit of a difference here. You got, looks like more sturdy roofing. The walls aren't crumbling-ish. They're more solidified. So you can get a quick idea, just visually, how fortified a city or a town is. So clearly, Hanzhong is more fortified than Chang'an, just visually looking at it. Hopefully that makes sense. Got a little bit more to go tonight. There's one specific part that I want to get to. So, we've worked on Hanzhong. Let's go and work on our other settlements, our other towns here. So we're going to come into Shenyang. You see that, well, you were going to see, looks like it's loading, buffering. Cue the AOL. Am I still online? Looks like I'm still online. Yep, alrighty. Sitting there talking, not doing anything, and the game kicked me out. Alright. Alright, so let's go into Shenyang here. You see 10 open plots. Now, I don't know what the optimum city layout is. I really don't. But this is what I do. Anything that's a town, I go with 5 markets and 5 farms. Oh, god dang it. And 5 farms. I'm gonna batch build those. So the reason being is that if I'm in a war, in a big battle with other players, and if I start getting attacked and my towns and cities are getting taken over, I don't want to lose a huge influx of resources with one town taken, so I evenly distribute my resources. 5 markets and 5 farms in my towns. That way, in case, for example, if I put all markets here in Yiling, and if Yiling got taken, then I'm going to lose a whole lot of coin production. Whereas if I go 5 and 5, I'm going to lose a little bit of coin and a little bit of provisions. But I'm not going to just completely tank one of my resources. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out all 3 of my towns as such. Now I've completed this quest. Growth quest. Build 10 more construction. So we've got the main quest of capture Chang'an. Now we have growth quests. Side quests, if you will. So growth quest. Build 10 more constructions. Constructions provide you with economic and military support. Please build more constructions in Yiling and Shangyang. Select Yiling or Shangyang. Select an idle land. Build a construction. We get 6 more stratagems. So we'll claim those. 6 great fortune. So we'll come in here to the backpack. Great fortune. Use it to gain 80,000 coins instantly. So with 6 of these, if I used all 6 of these, I would get an influx of 480,000 coins. Very useful. Again, don't use them in the tutorial. You don't need to. I promise you, just don't do it. Save every single stratagem you get for when you battle in the regular areas, the normal areas. Do not use them in the tutorial. But we have now built up the other towns. So that's how I build up my towns. But what about my cities? Because if I'm not putting any huts in my towns, then how am I supposed to get troops? I mean, yes, reservation boosts do help, but you do run out of those. They are very expensive, as you see, or as we have seen. 4 hours for each reservation boost that you research. What I do, I build all of my huts in cities. Again, is this right? Is this optimal? I don't know. Probably not, to be honest with you. Probably not. But this is the way I do it, because I want to protect my cities. I am willing to, not necessarily, what the hell? I am not willing, I want to protect my cities. I'm not saying I'm willing to sacrifice my towns, but that's why I split my resources. I'm okay if I lose a little bit of coin and a little bit of provisions here and there. But if I don't have troops, I can't fight. So that's why I really put a lot of emphasis into the cities, and that's why I put all huts in there. Again, is it right? I don't know. Would be curious to hear your thoughts on it. If you play Three Kingdoms Overlord, or if you're just starting out, how you're going to build out your cities. But you saw I built 6 huts. I leveled up each one of them individually. Why? I could have hit batch upgrade, yes. I'm OCD. I want everything to be on the same level. That's just me. I'm OCD. But level 1 huts produced 45 reserve troops. Level 2 huts produced 47.5 reserved troops per hour. And then we'll check level 3s. They're gonna produce 49, by the way. So that's the benefit of upgrading your constructions, is that you're going to get more resources per hour. That's what I'm looking for, in the same amount of space being used. So earlier, I think we had, 2,992 per hour? Now we're up to 14,175 because I have put 5 farms in each of my towns. 5 farms and 5 markets. So I have 15 farms and 15 markets. I'm going to wait to do this. Remember that city overview or city summary tab we talked about earlier? Look here. There's a little hammer going, and it just stopped. So that means Hanzhong is now idle. It now has 10 huts, but it's idle. I'll come back into, actually, you know what? I'm going to go into Shangyang. Upgrade, upgrade. We go to the city summary. The hammer, that means those buildings are getting upgraded. Because I just did it. And then that hammer goes away. Those buildings are now upgraded. They're ready to upgrade again. That's why this icon, this tab, is so very important. It gives you a quick view. Okay, Qinsong is idle. I can upgrade those buildings. Yiling is idle. I can upgrade those buildings. Oh, I've conquered Shangyang, or I've conquered another town, but I haven't put anything there. There's 10 idle lands. I need to put something there. That's why this is so very important. We'll take a look here. So, level 1 markets and farms produce 900 coins or provisions per hour. It costs 100 coins to upgrade a level 1 market. So if I batch upgrade, if I have 5, I'm just going to spend 500 coins here and 500 coins here for the farms. I used 1,000 coins to upgrade my buildings from level 1 to level 2, and we saw that they were 900 coins / provisions per hour. Now it's 950. So you can see the benefit of upgrading your buildings and the cost associated with them. So again, level 1s, I'm going to spend 1,000. But let's come into Shangyang. These are level 2s. So instead of 100, they're 200 each now. So I'm going to be spending 2,000 coins to upgrade the same 10 buildings that I would spent 1,000 coins to upgrade just 3 minutes ago. But I'm going to complete this quest out here. Growth quest. Upgrade 10 more constructions. After upgraded, your constructions will provide you with more resources. Select a city. Select a construction batch upgrade. So we got 6 Great Fortune for building 10 structures. We're now going to get 6 what are called bumper harvests. And if the Great Fortunes were for coins, bumper harvest is the same except for provisions. You use it to get an influx of 80,000 provisions immediately. So again, very useful. Do not use during the tutorial. I beg of you. Well, you do what you want. I'm highly recommending don't do it. You'll thank me later. I promise. Okay. Next. Growth quest. Transport reserved troops to Qinsong. Transport your troops to Qinsong City and boost its reserve troops to 40,000. Select Hanzhong Army, Troops Transport, select Qinsong, Max. Okay, so it's telling us to take every single soldier from Hanzhong into Qinsong. You don't have to. All you have to do is boost this to 40,000. That's what it says. Transport your troops to Qinsong City and boost its reserve troops to 40,000. So you don't have to do the max from Hanzhong. So what do we have? 11, so you need 29. Army. But instead of marching there, we can just quickly transport. We're going to transport to Qinsong. How many? Well, enough to make it to 40,000. So we needed at least 29,000. And this, again, is where I get to admit I'm OCD. I want a nice round number at the end of this. 4. Aha! And you see, we're going to be sending provisions, or spending provisions, because we have armies that are marching. Why am I OCD? I just want a number that ends in 0. Yes, I know, it is stupid. You don't have to tell me. But when we marched from Hanzhong to Qinsong to attack it, it took 10 minutes. But if you are traveling between friendly cities and towns, it's going to be 2 minutes as long as they're connected. Okay, so 10 minutes if you're going to attack, 2 minutes if you're traveling to in between friendly cities. But there's our quest. Growth quest: transport reserve troops to Qinsong. Transport your troops to Qinsong City. Boost its reserve troops to 40,000. Select Hanzhong army troops. Transport. Select Qinsong max. Okay. See, you didn't have to do the max. You just had to make it to where it is 40,000. So now we're going to get 12 marching boost. So now we can speed up 12 armies. We can have 12 armies marching times. Again, save them, save them, save them, save them. You will thank me for advocating for you to save them. But you can see how this is starting to build on top of each other. The game is wanting us to attack Qinsong. We're needing to reinforce we need to attack Chang'an. We need to reinforce Qinsong. We've also got all these buildings that are idle, so we need to keep upgrading them. That's why I am telling you that if you are going to make the commitment to play, make sure you understand the time commitment that you have, or that you are signing up for, because it's a lot. The game will not stop when you log out. Like, if this wasn't the tutorial, if I were to sign off, I would be in danger of being attacked, even though I'm not online. So understand what you are signing up for. Okay, the one thing that I want to show you all or accomplish, because I technically signed out, I got disconnected. It's actually shown here, but I'm going to wait and go through the paces of it. So let's attack Chang'an. Again, we're going to put every single troop that we can towards it. So we'll have 6,544 troops to attack Chang'an. There's the second regular to the stream, off to the side, you might have heard. All right. So remember, from Hanzhong to Qinsong was 10 minutes to attack, 2 minutes to transport, but Qinsong to Chang'an is going to be 10 minutes, again, because we're attacking. We're not traveling between allied towns and cities. So we're going to attack Chang'an, and at the beginning it had us make a quick formation, and you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely make a quick formation. But if you want to be optimal, you're going to want to do it yourself. And that's why it's important to really know your heroes, know who their friends are, or what the combo skills are, because you'll want to do this quickly. Fortunately, we're in the tutorial, so we're not in as much of a rush. But for me, again, is this optimal? No. But I'm going to put the person who I think would be the commander of the army in the back middle. You don't usually put your commander up front, generally. Now I like to think of it as, do I want... You got to think about how your skills line up. So Fa Jing, he attacks all. Liao Hua, he attacks rear. Zhang Yi attacks rear. We haven't checked these three. I'll just tell you, Yan Yan attacks a column. Sun Qin attacks he attacks the rear, and Yi Ji attacks a row. So if Chang'an's defended like Chen Sung was, Yan Yan's only going to attack one unit with his skill because they were in a row, but they only had one unit in each column. So those are things you have to think about as well. You see Yan Yan's highlighted here. It's because he has a combo skill already in the formation. If I were to put Liao Hua here, then the next person I put out, Zhang Yi, will be highlighted as well because Zhang Yi and Liao Hua are combo skills. But the way I want to do this, I think, is I'm going to put the most units up front, I think. So he attacks a column, he attacks all. Then I guess I'll go, it doesn't really matter because they both have the same. So I'll go there, there, to go less and more. What I'm essentially simulating here is that even though these two, Liao Hua and Zhang Yi, control the same, Liao Hua is rated better, so in theory he would have more troops. So to balance it out, I'll put more troops behind Zhang Yi, who's got lesser. That's the theory, at least. But we're going to send this army off to battle, to Chang'an. You see, we use 32,000 provisions. We could absolutely speed them up if we wanted to. Not going to. But this gives me a chance to talk about your system notifications. So, when an important event happens in a battle, the system will come up and tell you. Captain Call's army is marching towards Chang'an. A battle will break out in 10 minutes. If you were in this game, and if you wanted to attack my town of Yiling, the system, once you hit confirm and battle, or whatever the command prompt was, the system will come up. Viewer, whoever you are, viewer's army is marching towards Yiling. Fierce battle will break out in 10 minutes. Whatever. So that is the importance of keeping the system notifications up. Very important. But in this downtime of waiting for the units or the army to march to Chang'an, continue to upgrade your buildings. You could recruit heroes. You could familiarize yourself with the heroes in the hero house, the heroes that you don't have, so when you do pull one, you'll have a decent idea of how to effectively use them. Lots of things you can absolutely do in this game with downtime. Lots. Once the battle takes place, I should win. Again, it's a tutorial, and that, knock on wood, I just jinxed it, but I should win. Once that's done, I'll explain the shop, I'll explain these, and I think I'm going to call it an evening. At least stream-wise. I might stay on, kind of just casually upgrade towns and whatnot, but I won't recruit any heroes off-stream. I definitely won't advance the tutorial off stream. So what I will do off stream, I'll continue to upgrade the buildings. I will continue to research stratagems. Might even take over some towns or two, but I won't recruit any heroes off stream, and I won't advance the tutorial off stream for those who want to see or follow along with what heroes I get and want to see the progression into the regular game. And then tomorrow I will be watching America, the U.S. tomorrow morning against the Netherlands. I might jump on as well on Twitch for a little bit. Maybe play a couple more games or a couple different game. But this will be the main one for the foreseeable future, just because of the time investment involved. Because once you're out of the tutorial, I can't stress it enough, it is full go. You are in a full PvP battle with real players. So ooh. But chat has been quiet. Hopefully you all are enjoying your casual Friday evening. Please jump into chat, feel free. I would love the interaction. But for those who are sports fans, the big news so far this evening, Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers in baseball, I can't say the best, but one of the best pitchers in baseball, has signed with the Texas Rangers. So big news coming out of Major League Baseball today. Something that I haven't mentioned yet. So our resources is giving us per hour. We're gaining 16,536 per hour. Well, we're not getting a complete total influx in that hour. These resources are spread out every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes, you'll get a portion of that 16,536, or 1/12, I guess, of that rate. You get an influx of resources every 5 minutes, so that's very important to remember. Kind of the time, sometimes, to time your building upgrades, if you want to be of max efficiency, all that stuff, you get resources every 5 minutes. So it's important to note that. I don't believe I had mentioned that yet. But when Chang'an goes into battle, you'll see the visual. You can actually watch the battle live. I don't, because you can't control anything. Once you send the troops out, it's out of your hands. It's all based on your heroes' statistics and abilities, the formation you have them in versus the formation that your opponent has their heroes in. It's out of your control. You have no ability to control the outcome of the battle once you send your troops towards the enemy. So I usually don't even watch it. I just wait for the recap afterwards. But again, you can see in the system. So it said that I was marching, the battle will break out in 10 minutes, the battle will break out in 4 minutes, and then 1 minute. So that is the intervals that you get your warnings. 10 minutes, 4 minutes, 1 minute. Let's see, anything else here that I can talk about that I have not covered? So you see Chang'an in battle. You won't know who's winning unless you click on it, which we can. Again, it's a tutorial. So this battle is going on as we speak. You see how it's very, very sped up. So it looks like right now we're doing okay. But that is what a battle looks like, quote, live. It's very quick. But again, there's nothing I can do. I would love to be able to say, hey, you attack that particular person, but just don't have the control. So you won't be able to see who is winning the battle until it is over, and you'll just see if you won or you lost. But it looks like we were winning. We had already defeated 2 enemy units and pretty close to defeating a third, and we were still fairly healthy. Still fairly healthy. Aha! So we did win with 251 troops remaining. Look at that. The only one left was Fa Jing. How about that? So again, disbanding the troops doesn't mean I'm kicking Fa Jing out of the army or losing those 251 soldiers. He's the only one that survived. So if once I hit quick disband, that means those 251 soldiers are available to assign to somebody else. That's all that disband means. But with one unit remaining and 250 troops, that's cutting it close. That's cutting it real close. But we win. So I'm going to transport more troops to Chang'an. There we go. Nice round number there. Yeah. Again, ends in 0. Because I'm OCD. But let's complete this quest, and then that will unlock the last part of the tutorial that I wanted to show you. So, main quest. Capture Chang'an. Now you can launch an attack on Chang'an City. Select Chen Song Army. Quick replenish battle. Select Chang'an. Quick formation battle. 50 ingot. So hey, we're getting some more premium currency. Always welcome. Always welcome. So now the main quest has changed to capture all cities. After defeating all other factions and owning at least 10 cities, you will win this game. After that, you'll earn lots of Emperor XP and get your Emperor level increase. So 330 Emperor XP, get 100,000 silver, which we haven't talked about silver yet. We're about to. And then this is Hero XP. This is what is needed to level up your heroes. So once you defeat the tutorial, a big, massive boon of resources comes your way. But last part of the tutorial and last little bit I'm going to narrate. Well, I thought I was going to narrate it. I guess I'm not going to because I was disconnected. Essentially, what happens if I had not have been kicked off? Once you conquer Chang'an, you and Fa Jing have more dialogue in which you goes something to the effect of, my troops have been loyal to me, I want to reward them. Fa Jing comes back and says, the troops are lucky to have such a kind and generous ruler. I have a shop that holds various unique gifts. Take a look if you're interested. So we're going to go visit the shop. This is where you get the gear. Gear costs silver, so that's why we haven't talked about silver, because we hadn't unlocked the shop yet. Gear costs silver, and you can see you get 3 various items to look or to browse, at least in the beginning. Let's see what the shop is all about. Players may refresh all 3 items at once. For every refresh, players will get 1 intimacy. Higher intimacy grants players a better chance to get splendid equipment. However, intimacy cannot exceed a player's level. So right now we are level 4. So our intimacy can't reach or can't go above level 4. Each refresh increases players' refresh cooldown by 30 minutes. Players who have reached the title Mayor and above will only increase their cooldown by 20 minutes with each refresh. Sorry, my second regular is trying to get into trouble off camera. You cannot continue to refresh when the cooldown is over 24 hours. But you can reset the refreshing cooldown by spending a certain amount of ingots. If the intimacy reaches level 25, mass refresh will be unlocked. After tapping mass refresh, the refreshing cooldown will be over 24 hours and you'll be able to buy all the items in the shop. Well, we don't have to worry about this because we're level 1. And the max intimacy level is level 60. So, what this means is, every time we come into the shop, there will be 3 gears available. And it'll be random. You can see, there is no steed available here. There's a sword, there's a fan, and a gown, which is an armor. You can click on each one, it does different things. So this cotton gown here increases stratagem defense or skill defense by 60. This white feather fan increases intelligence by 12. Sword increases intelligence and aura by 6. But there are weapons, armors, and steeds, like there were, or like we talked about for heroes earlier. Weapons, armors, and steeds. You acquire these at the shop, and you spend silver to get these items. Now, items follow the rarity pattern that a hero does, with a little exception. You see here, these are white. These are common. Basic, bottom tier, low level stuff. It goes white, then green, blue, purple, orange. Orange being the legendary equipment. So, if we refresh, because there's nothing here that I'm interested in. So once we refresh, we're going to add 30 minutes to our cooldown. We're going to gain 1 point of intimacy, but that 1 point doesn't put us to level 2. We have to get 20 points of intimacy to get from level 1 to level 2 intimacy. So now we've got some new equipment in here, new gear. We've got a spear, which increases valor. We've got a copper long knife, which increases aura and valor, whereas a sword increased aura and intelligence. This is aura and valor. And we've got our green, a green equipment, but you can see it is double the price of the others. So white equipments are 10,000, greens are 20,000, blues will be 50,000, I think. So it goes up quite a bit quickly. But this blue satin gown increases stratagem defense or skill defense by 100. This one I am interested in only because, again, being OCD, I have green heroes, and the way I think I'm going to go about it, I'm going to put green equipments on green heroes, blue equipments on blue heroes, etc., etc. Now, if you wanted to be the best, you would just get all of the best equipment and put it on everybody once you had enough, silver and heroes and all that stuff. Or you would just buy all the equipment you could right from the beginning and gradually upgrade it as you found the better equipment and had the money for it. But me, again, not optimal, but I am going to get a green equipment. I'm going to put green equipment on these green heroes, blue on the blues, purples on the purples to accentuate the abilities or the rarities of these heroes. Purples being better than blues, being better than greens, so on and so forth. So I am going to go into the shop. I am going to purchase this blue satin gown. Now, purchasing does not increase intimacy. It's only when you refresh the shop. It's important to note that. But I am going to purchase this blue satin gown. And you see sold out, so I cannot purchase it again. But if I were to refresh the cooldown again, this will come back up with a different item. It could be a blue satin gown again, but it'll be a third item which I could potentially purchase, and I will come to 2 out of 20 intimacy. So if we refresh one more time, looky there, we got a steed. We also got a white armor, brigandine, physical, and stratagem defense, whereas the green blue satin robe I just purchased was all stratagem defense, and armor is mainly physical defense but does add some stratagem defense. We've got a fan, again, not particularly interested just because I have no white, there are no white heroes, there are no common heroes, but the steed buckskin increases might by 20. Extremely rare fine horse, known by the name See-Through Bone Dragon. Absolutely going to be purchasing this equipment as well, or this gear, and putting that on one of the 2 green heroes that I have. So, successful first couple of forays into the shop for me, although I am basically out of silver, and you see just how quickly you run out of silver when you start purchasing these equipments. It gets expensive quickly. Okay, so we have the main quest of capture all cities, the growth quest of using marching boosts, which honestly I might do a little bit in the tutorial just to use this. The last thing we're going to do tonight, at least on stream, is I will go through the kind of the events here. And again, remember, anything with a yellow dot means something is there for you to do. I'm going to hold off on the quiz game. This will be for you all tomorrow or the next time I am on stream, because I know the answers to the quiz game, but this will be for you all, so I'll save that for you. Time limited recharge is just simply if you recharging mean purchase ingots, you get stuff. Again, I'm a free to play player, so I'm not going to be doing that. Your first recharge, you can get a legendary hero or an orange hero and a weapon. But again, I'm a free to play player, so Training. That sounds good. I'm going to train. State League has nothing. Overcomer. Hero Patrol. Nothing we can do right now. Even though we have shoe heroes. What? Whoa, wait a second. Wait a second. This is different. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second. Things have changed. Hang on. In the beginning, you have 1 patrol slot. The second patrol slot will be available after you unlock Nightmare Mode, and the third slot will be available after you get total 20 stars in Nightmare Mode for the first time. Send your heroes to patrol. The rewards are related to the number of slots that you've unlocked. Besides, the reward in a right slot is better than that in a left slot. Makes sense. The total auto-farming duration of a slot is 18 days. And the unit auto-farming durations of the 3 slots are 3 days, 6 days, and 9 days respectively. I have no idea what that means. Like I said, I've never done Hero Patrol because it didn't used to be open to me. Every time the unit patrol finishes, the hero will bring some rewards back. Rewards can be checked in patrol history. Factions of heroes with bonuses on a single day are reset at 4 p.m. every day. Heroes of those factions can bring you extra rewards. The resource production is only related to the faction of the hero. Rewards for the patrol will be put in your backpack after the patrol ends. You can tap Patrol Record button to check records. In exchange, you can only exchange for 1 orange treasure per month. The orange treasure is reset at 4 p.m. every Monday. Interesting. Like I said, I'd never be able to use to do this. But we have Shoe, which is open to us. Here are some of the rewards that you can get for patrol. So let's check what Overcomer is, actually. There are 10 chapters in normal mode of Overcomer. In every chapter of normal mode, there are 3 stages. You need to save a formation for each stage. To complete a chapter, you need to complete all the 3 stages at a time. Complete all chapters of normal mode and get 20 stars in total to unlock Nightmare mode. There are 10 chapters in Nightmare mode of Overcomer. In every chapter of Nightmare mode, there are 5 stages. You need to save a formation for each stage. To complete a chapter, you need to complete all the 5 stages at a time. I don't want to read all this. When there is no less than 1 star on a chapter, the next chapter will be unlocked. You can get a chest for completing a chapter of normal mode or Nightmare mode for the first time. After completing a chapter, you'll get some stars according to the targets you have achieved. After getting a certain amount of stars in normal mode or Nightmare mode, you can get an extra reward. Oh my god. You cannot participate in Nightmare mode during 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. of the last day of every month. Rewards will be calculated at 4 p.m. After calculation, all chapters of Nightmare mode will be reset. Besides, rewards for completing a chapter of Nightmare mode for the first time and getting a certain amount of stars will also be reset. After Nightmare mode is unlocked, Hero Biography will also be unlocked. The more chapters of Nightmare mode you complete, the more extra rewards you'll get. Unlock Golden Hero Biography to win more precious rewards. Hero Biography will last for 3 months every time. After you challenge a chapter for the first time, chapters of Nightmare mode are reset every month. You can check the box of End Immediately to make future battles end instantaneously. I don't know what any of this shit means. In Nightmare mode, you're able to tap the Auto Challenge button to perform Auto Challenge. It will start from a chapter that hasn't yet been challenged this month, and it will end once the challenge fails. P.S. You can't Auto Challenge a chapter that has never been completed. In Overcomer, when enemies ran away, some resource treasures were left. You can deploy your heroes to get them by patrolling. Okay. Well then, what's this Overcomer? I think I've done this before, and it's very, very difficult. Interesting. I'm not going to worry about this patrol right now. I might have to do a little research on this because I don't know anything about that at all. Okay. Let's see. Let's take care of this one first. Recharge bonus time. Again, recharge means purchase ingots, spend money on the game. I'm not going to do that. I'm a free-to-play player, and I'm proud of it. Okay, so time limited event. Day 1. So you have a novice 7-day quest. So there are a bunch of quests that you are given in the first 7 days that you create your account. So day 1, log in for a day. You get 50 marching speed boosts and 10 growth XP, which 10 growth XP gives you 2 of this reward down here. So always make sure you know and you do all of the stuff that because this is essentially free to log in for a day. So I'll claim, and I'll get my 10 growth XP and my 50 marching boost. And I can now claim this reward because I have 10 growth XP. And this reward is amazing. It's 2 advanced recruitment token. So, advanced recruitment token, we got regular recruit. We had recruitment tokens earlier, and those were for the common recruits. What do you think those are for? That's right. Advanced recruits. I'm not going to use them right now, but we have them in stock, ready to go. Ready to go. But yes, time limited event, big. So use 20 marching boost. You get more stuff. Conquer 5 cities. I've conquered 2 of 5. So completing the tutorial will complete this and give me rewards. Perform 5 common recruitments. Well, in my backpack, I have 5 more recruitment tokens for 5 more common recruits. So the next time I'm online and streaming Hero 3 Kingdoms Overlord, I will be completing this. Hero reaches level 8. So lots of stuff to do, and you're going to be given stuff for free. Absolutely. But as I mentioned earlier, oh, sorry, one last thing. Event. Aha. So you have your main quest, you have your growth quest, and you have your storyline quest. Those were from here. We clicked through each of the recharges. You can, the limited time recharge, title growth. You get stuff for just logging in. Logging in each day. I keep telling you, log in each day to get your cumulative login reward, to get your free advanced recruit. Even if you can't play that day, you can't play every day. I understand that. I won't be able to play every single day. But just log in and get your free stuff. So, first day, 50,000 silver. Bang. And I'm already back up to from where I purchased the 2 gears. The blue satin gown and the horse. So that is a look at 3 Kingdoms Overlord. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I hope your Friday evening was very relaxed, enjoyable. Thanks again for tuning in. I will be back online at some point tomorrow. Again, I will be going through each of my towns here, towns and cities, upgrading my buildings, might even take another town or 2. I won't do any recruitments off stream. I won't progress the tutorial off stream. I will, do my stratagem so I am efficient, so I don't waste any, cooldown timer. Same for the shop as well, but won't recruit any heroes and won't advance the tutorial off stream. Thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So until I see you next time, have a good one.